cryptocurrency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.
Money,
Pull up on my Nakamoto.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the Blockchain Dynamics Show. This is episode number 20. My name is Brandon Doge.
And I'm Woody.
And we're really stoked to be here. It's Saturday, July 16. Another beautiful day here at the Blockchain Dynamics Studios.
Yep. And joining us today is Not So Fast Crypto.
Holla for my Nakamotos.
Yep.
How's it going? I love that part of the song.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's going good, guys. It's going good.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
It's my deep pleasure as always.
It's been another incredible week in crypto, so I think everyone's pretty excited about what's going on right now.
Yeah, and because it's show number 20, we have kind of a special segment where we can look through the last 10 shows worth of coins and also give you a couple summaries on the stats of that and just bring up some yucks maybe too.
Yep, we're looking 10 weeks into the past. We're doing a huge roundup. We just want to let you guys know that this week's show is brought to you by Cryptopia. It's www.cryptopia.co.nz. It's a really cool little altcoin exchange.
Yep, and they've also got forums and a few other features that you might find interesting about arbitrage and marketplace.
They have really cool information about all their coins, like the coin totals and all kinds of blockchain information.
And because we're brought to you this week by Cryptopia, we can offer you some dots, which is their cryptocurrency. If you go over to their forum and check out the Blockchain Dynamics show thread and just give us a little feedback, perhaps.
Yep, pretty much just check out our post in the altcoins section of the Cryptopia forums. All you have to do is sign up, essentially. And if you leave us, essentially, any message, we will hit you with some dots.
All right. And so we're going to move straight into some news, and it would be very hard to, at this point, be ignoring STEEM. Again, we can't stop talking about it.
Yeah,
we never have been able to, really, which I feel guilty about in a way, but that's what it is.
I mean, it's just, it was really convenient that it basically launched right when we started doing the show, so we've been able to kind of track it from its birth up to this ridiculous point that it's at.
And we even had an opportunity to interview Ned Scott.
Yep, that's true, yeah, on episode 13, I think.
Which got us a bunch of steam.
Yeah, we posted that. We got a ton of steam, and now we've been able to mess around with it, which is fun.
Yeah, it was great. So anyway.
That's awesome. You guys got steam rich from the very beginning and tracked it from the start. Did you like it at the start, like on that first episode? Were you?
We suggested that it would be really good to mine, which it did turn out to be really lucrative for miners.
It was lucrative to mine despite the fact that I sold so low with most of my stuff. For people that don't know, it went from about playing in like 30,000 Satoshis to about like 900,000 Satoshis in a period of maybe 72 hours or something like that.
But I know that when it came out and it was at like 100,000 Satoshis on Bittrex, and I was looking at it, it was like number 8 in market cap. I wasn't like, all right, I think this one's still going to go up. You know?
Right. No, yeah. I didn't feel that way either.
So
I had like 202 Steam left that I had mined with that CPU virtual machine. And I had that when it started going up, I was like, oh, cool, it's going back up. And so then it got to like 90 to 100,000 again, which was, like halfway up to its peak, sort of where it had been at. Ish in my mind. And so I sold them, and then sure enough, there it goes, right up to 900,000 Satoshis,
Yep, yeah.
And so
incredible.
I was laughing with Brando how crypto is like it's such a funny thing how you can make money and just feel so bad about it.
Yep.
Just be like, oh, I made like 10 times this, but I could have had 100. What is wrong with me?
Yeah, exactly. The classic crypto trader's remorse, essentially.
Yeah, I don't think that
time.
Freudian slip was bad at all. Craptic is a good
word.
Very,
very craptic. But yeah,
I didn't touch it at all, man.
Oh man.
I don't know. I just didn't think like, all these social network cryptocurrencies, they're just falling flat on their faces. There's no way this is going to work. And so totally wrong. Made my first Steam post today. I mean, it's crazy how much, and some of it's a little bit hacky and a little bit wonky, but
yeah, we've been talking about that too.
Yeah, makeup girl making what's the post up to like 20 grand. Like, okay.
Right. Yeah, I saw that
exactly.
one. That's amazing. And it's you know, it's both encouraging and a little disheartening at the same time. You know.
Yeah, I'd say more encouraging, just because it's untapped demand. You know, like
For sure.
but yeah, it's totally not fair that, you know, I think of what I have to do to get that much money, and
Yeah, it's not that easy.
if I was a hot girl that wore makeup, maybe
Yeah, or
could do a little less.
or a person who dug those photos off of a stock photo website and made up a story, but
That'd be pretty creative.
but usually
you know,
they
it's
have to
worth
do
it.
some kind of proof in the photo or something to get the big
Something
money,
like
I
that,
guess. So
yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's probably not how it goes down, but
You guys each have accounts though, and I've sort of tracked
Yep.
like with my minimal browsing that I've just done in the past couple days. Like, did you verify your own accounts? Like, do you have to do that? I can't even find. I don't even know how to comment on a post on Steam yet. I'm that green.
I don't remember how I got it working in the outset, to be honest with you. I know
Um,
I just registered with my Reddit account.
I had my first account. It was just Fat Tire, and that was
Yeah.
the one that I mined with, because I was just like, I needed to choose a word, and I wasn't sure what was happening very well at that point. And then the other one is Chain Dynamics, and I wanted that one specifically to be able to post the show under.
Right.
And I created that with. At the time, they had it was a little bit simpler, I think, to create an account. Because then I tried to create another one later that would be attached to my Reddit account, and I had a lot of trouble with that part. So I don't know.
They probably had to add some protection against automatic registration.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know they did, because I ran up against that, and you're gonna laugh at this, because I didn't want my real name Reddit account, which I barely use anyway, but
Right.
whatever.
No,
So I had to
totally
create a new
understand.
one, and I needed comment karma, and
Right.
I had to spend 2 days trying to earn one upvote on one comment somehow, just so I could.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, and anything outside of cryptocurrency, nobody on social media has the time of day for any of my opinions. So
That's hilarious. Yeah, just trying to get in on Reddit and get upvotes is not, that can be a tough thing if you're not the kind of person who's good at that stuff.
surprisingly insular. I had
Yeah,
to just
exactly.
put the dumbest, most masturbatory comment that I could possibly give up, and
What do you want to hear right now?
Yeah, please tell me.
That's
What
what
it
that's what
takes.
Steam feels like in a lot of ways. Like what do these people want to hear right now?
Yeah, it's so frantic too, because there's a dollar amount that goes up. That's such a
Yeah.
driver of use, for new people to the space. Like, they don't even
yeah.
get it. They just want that dollar representation. It's fucking brilliant, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's been.
Yeah.
We had a friend in town, and it was way easier to explain to him than anything in the past had been regarding Bitcoins. He was actually getting
Right.
pretty excited because he has a bunch of stuff he's written that he'd love to capitalize on. It's great.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we always have been really excited about the fact, I guess, that they put the website up almost immediately, and it's been working essentially since almost day one. And you don't see that very often with most projects. It's like usually it's a huge IPO, and then you wait 6 months and something really crappy comes out. And so for them to do no IPO and just essentially go with kind of more of a pre-mine, insta-mine type strategy, and then actually have the network behind it is a really good idea. And then they just did a huge distribution essentially,
Right.
which was really cool.
Well, and so another side of their huge success is that their website has been under attack
Yep.
and was down. Like right now, I can't log in. So I think they're taking a really professional route and saying that they're gonna not open it back up until they're certain that certain things can't happen again. I'm not sure what happened, but the hacker incident. Do you know not so fast actually what happened?
No, maybe you guys saw it too, but there was just a silent, no sound video of some guy posted. Was it earlier today? Was it yesterday evening? Where he's just constantly upvoting the top 5 posts as fast as he can move and click his mouse, and he's just giving out all this steam, and he goes on for 2 or 3 minutes just holding his phone in one hand and upvoting these things with another. And I didn't do a mental calculation of how much he gave out, but you can imagine a couple clicks a second, it looked like, of just. So he found some kind of exploit where he was able to just I don't know if there's an upvote cooldown or what their thing is. Like I said, I barely had the chance to dig into this, but obviously it was something that was broken, and then they got the DDoS on top of that. So
Right.
Okay.
I think it's such a good idea that they just shut it down. That dollar value, bringing you back to check what it's up to at that point. It doesn't matter how long the site's down. It's gonna bring people back.
Yep.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep. So probably will not be the last time we talk about Steem.
Nope, I highly doubt it.
And then we've been wondering how the exchanges would react to the Ethereum thing. One of the questions that I kept asking Brandon was, well,
Yeah.
what about the exchanges? Because don't they... Anyways, Poloniex officially announced that they are going to go with the fork that will freeze the DAO tokens.
Right, and that
And
I don't.
They view it as the miners have made that decision and they're following the miners. So
Okay.
there we go.
Yep. So I guess that's just more closure to the matter, whether you agree with the move or you disagree with the move. I think everybody's on the same page in terms of where they're actually going to be going with this now.
Yep.
I have to check, but I think BTER or BTER was the one exchange that said we are going to support both forks of Ethereum.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I read that just in my roundup, my morning roundup. But I should really
That'd be-
fact check it before I blab about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for it too right now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Huh.
If it was, I'm pretty sure it was them.
I was kind of wondering if somebody would do something like that. It's a little bit exciting to think of the...
Yeah, just
Why
having
would
these
they do that?
kind of ghost chains floating around
Yeah.
on certain exchanges and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's not even quite a ghost chain because it's the kind of the ultimate protest
Right.
vote to
True.
continue to support that fork.
True.
And people are talking about how, oh yeah, well, it will still have value. And I have to wonder whether it's just like, oh, I have stacks of Ethereum. I'll have them in both forks once it does fork. So I want to build a value case for the old fork. And then if
Right.
something politically happens again and people start supporting the old fork, then I'm going to be even richer, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good perspective. I never really thought of it that way, of the fact that you would have cash on both chains, so you might as well do something. Of course, there's going to be one guy with 50 million extra Ethereum on one of the chains that you're going to have to kind of deal with, but yeah, I'm
It's
excited.
a dump risk.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited to see what happens with it.
Okay. And we're going to move into a bit of our 20th show recap.
Yep, we're going
It's
to
actually
look
been
back.
21 weeks because we took 1 week off.
It's true. It has been 21 weeks that we've been doing this, so pretty much looking at what the last 2.5 months maybe of crypto history.
Yep.
Congratulations, you guys, though. 20 episodes. That's pretty dope. That's
Thanks,
a
man.
good
Yeah, thanks,
legacy
man.
beginning.
Well, and you've been here with us the whole time from this is Not So Fast third time on.
Yep, third appearance on the Blockchain Dynamics show, so we definitely got to thank you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks all around. No, appreciate it.
Here we go. So looking back, walking down memory lane, the first thing we want to talk about, the 3 top 15 coins by market cap since the show started.
Yep. So Steem is actually hanging out at number 3 right now, third highest one. LiVCk is up there, and Waves as well. All of these coins just did insanely well within the last 20 weeks.
Yep, so that's just essentially, since we've started doing the show, 3 of the top 15 coins in value have been launched.
Right.
So it really shows that, the next huge coin could really still be right around the corner.
I agree.
That's kind of why it's fun to still watch these all these stupid new coin posts, because you never know.
Yep.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And these aren't, I don't want to call all these coins stupid or scam coins, but there's been some really awesome pumps and their consequential corrections.
Yep.
During that time, people might remember, oh, really coin,
Yep, we talked about that for the first month of the
yeah,
show, because it took forever to get listed.
Pepe coin, which became Mimetic.
That one's actually doing okay right now. Its
Yep,
price didn't
still
get that
exists.
low. I think it might. I've been watching it.
Cygnus, which is one just that had the classic look of a coin that was going to go up in value, but then they disappeared.
Yep, that was
There
on our
was
very first show.
The non-event coin that broke a lot of people getting back into crypto. The hype was enough to drag some good people out of hiding, and they put money into it, and then they just
Wow.
became very disappointed.
Yep, it just kind of floundered on YoBit, and that was the end of Cygnus.
Dubai coin, which is still doing pretty strongly, but went up really high for a while.
That's like the opposite of Cygnus. DuBai coin was just like, oh, this is another coin, and then it just went insane. And it was notable because it was a no pre-mine, no IPO, which we don't. We've seen a ton of pre-mines and a ton of IPO coins, I think, in the last couple months.
Yeah. And an ICO coin that did really well was Safe Exchange coin, which like 10x'd right out of the gate and then just continued up for a while and has had a huge correction since then.
Yeah, well, it had an amazing pump because I think like the ICO price was something very tiny. Like I didn't even know about it. I'm 10 sats or something. Like
Yeah, it was really
yeah,
low.
It was. I think it was advertised mainly through the Safe network, and so a lot of people just didn't see it. But we also did have it on our first. I think we had the ICO announcement on one of our early shows.
Cool.
There were also some unreleased coins, but coins that we still think are pretty interesting.
That could release. Elastic Coin being one of them that was actually on our first show.
Yep, kind of one of those big IPO announcements that came out with Lisk and Waves.
Yep.
They're still working on it. I know I was the very first person to give that guy Bitcoins. I watched him go from 0 to go from, I think I put like half a Bitcoin in.
Yeah, so that one still seems like it's in the works.
So yeah, what's going on there? Are they close to a release? Do you know?
I don't know. It's been I checked them out like weeks ago, and they were
Nice.
they were still working on stuff. They are involved though. I mean, because I was in such a hurry to get them Bitcoins, I did it completely wrong and sent it from an exchange account. And later on, like the only way to collect your Elastic Coin is to you have to have a Bitcoin wallet for which you can get private keys.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that aspect.
Yeah, I think they came out with it a little bit after the sort of initial announcement when they realized, oh shit, how are we going to actually distribute these?
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Another one that we're still looking at is Microcash.
Microcash.
And I don't really know a lot about some of these in a certain sense, but I've just felt like they look like they're still legitimate projects that are being developed. Zero Cash is another one of those.
Yeah, we've been hearing a lot about Zero Cash. I still think that's definitely one to keep an eye out for.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Zero Cash I think is like, I don't know. I'm a little bit biased because of how just like absolutely excited I am about it.
Nice.
But just I decided a few months ago to like compile all their random like GitHub talk into a sort of announcement type thread with the coin specifications as they became available, but on their forum. So like their Zcash forum or Zcash. Sorry, the Canadianness is coming out. So I've been tracking all their stuff, and they've been so absolutely incredibly thoughtful about it that like, they have like a slow start to mining, which means that the rewards will gradually increase as people kind of come online with everything. They're making it so that like it's going to be truly distributed, and they've got like alpha testnet mining. They've had it for 2 months, so you can set up your miners and people can optimize and tweak and work stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be like a big sort of example of how good Bitcoin could technically be, and it's going to give all these other like Anon coins definitely a run for their money, I think.
Nice. Yeah, I looked into that AlphaNet mining, and it seemed like they weren't really encouraging people to do it at that time. Is that still kind of the case?
I don't think it's so much not encouraging people from doing it as it is, and maybe they've changed their stance since you looked, but they just say like, remember you're mining on testnet. We might, but we won't have to give you notice that we're gonna wipe the blockchain and start again. At the drop of a hat, because it's a testnet, right?
Right.
But you can mine it and you can send Zcash back and forth, and I embarrassingly haven't done it yet. I just haven't had the time to sort of set it up. But that's the awesome thing about the mining slow start, is I can sort of keep track of it, and as documentation gets released for it, it just gets easier and easier to do. So I'm definitely gonna set some GPUs wild on it for a while once it launches in September, I think it is.
Nice.
When we think about, we've already had 3 out of the top 15 coins that have launched in recent months. Going forward, Zero Cash is probably one of the more likely ones to potentially end up in that realm as well.
Yeah, and I think the only thing stopping it again is that it's going to be that mining slow start. But again,
Yep.
it's this demand stuff. If Steam is an example of that, and the DAO is an example of like demand out of the gate, then there could be just a very tiny amount of coins on the network going for a ridiculous amount just because the supply is so constrained at the beginning.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Another blockchain tech that's coming out is that N99 project.
That's another safe network
Yep.
project, which kind of maybe had a little bit of its thunder stolen by Steam, so it'll be interesting to see how they're able to compete essentially with the Steam network.
Yep. Or coexist, however they'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then peer plays, we're also keeping our eye on still.
Yep, a lot of essentially cool IPOs essentially that are still outstanding. Seems like most of the time when people do like just POW chains, like big POW chains like Steam, they just launch them straight up.
And then another coin that it's easy to overlook but has some serious development still going is Espers.
I agree, man. I've been watching Espers for a while now. It's just still trading for Litoshi day in, day out.
Right.
Yeah, 6 or 7 Litoshi. I've actually been accumulating it or trying to. I'm trying to use it as the awesome thing is that there's so much oomph behind it. And the blockchain is stable because it was dropped to so many nodes.
Yep.
It's a great test coin for stuff.
Interesting. Yeah, and
So
you
I
can
can't say
get
too much more, but I'm testing something with another dude.
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Nice.
something just a side project.
Cool.
Oh, cool.
And so
Yeah.
now we're going to kind of look. Brando, Not So Fast, and myself have a list of coins that have been announced or updated or put on Bitcoin Talk within the last 10 weeks, and we're going to look through the first 4 or 5 of them, and if anything pops out, we're going to talk about them.
Yep, we're just gonna look at this huge list of coins that we have, and if anything interesting pops out, we'll chat about it. This list goes back to April 23rd. I just looked it up. So the oldest coin on here, the first announcement is the GrowCoin relaunch. That was from April 23rd. That one's already dead, obviously. Platinum Bar came out that week. That is one that I mined, but it's also just kind of like a pre-mined shitcoin. The dev has already gone on that one.
No, not necessarily, and I may or may not have inside information on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you never know
don't-
what could happen on YoBit.
Yeah, don't count out Platinum Bar.
Well, I go by, so essentially what I'm judging this on is like recent activity, like has the dev posted within the last month or so.
Yeah, it's
And-
definitely a no.
Yeah, and in many cases, coins will come back from far worse and just have huge pumps.
True.
But the point of this is to see where the coins are at right now. And in
Yep.
that case, Platinum Bar still does have a pretty good market cap. It is on CoinMarketCap with a $12,000 cap. So that's actually not bad. And it is seems like it's reached a floor in its price. So as far as a potentially dead coin that could come back, that is those are strong indicators.
Yeah, GPU coin. I wonder if they ever sold any GPUs.
Was that their premise on that one too?
Yeah.
It's still around. I know that the thread is still active and people are still trading it. So, yep, that was week 10. On week 11, so 1 week later, this is pretty much like June 1st-ish, Minium was announced.
Nice.
And that one so far has been doing pretty well. It's got
Yep.
a $205,000 market cap.
Yep.
So one of the market cap leaders as far as coins that were launched.
And I'm
recently.
still hanging out with those guys in Slack, and they are building mining rigs.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, we've seen the idea of decentralized or a mining farm that is distributed in ownership through a crypto. We've seen it a few times before. These guys have definitely taken it the farthest, and it'll be cool to see where
I'm
it
definitely
goes.
going to let everyone know when there's a distribution.
Nice, yeah, that'll be the next big
Right.
step for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're the first like popular mining co-op. It's kind of neat.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Vermin Supreme Coin was launched that week, so the first of many YoBit just horrible coins that had hundreds of bitcoins of fake volume and just went straight to 0 Satoshi. This one, the first trades for it were 8 bitcoins per coin, and then it ended up at like 3 Satoshi. So that's a YoBit classic coin for you right there.
That was like the 100% pre-mine type.
Yep, exactly.
Awesome.
Not too much happened on week 12, man. That was a slow week for coins. BitBoss came out, and that's another one that got on YoBit, and the dev is still missing. There were quite a few of those kind of over the past couple of months.
Yep.
Yeah, I think BitBoss was a clone, or it was cloned a couple times after. It had like really kind of slow block times and bad difficulty adjustment. So I mined it a lot, and it was a bad choice.
That's too bad.
A surprising
Yeah, that's how it
one.
goes, though. It's fine.
One that surprised me from week 13 that still seems to have an active community going is CometCoin.
Yep,
I just looked
CometCoin.
at it today. That was unexpected.
Yeah, I agree. It's a really low-profile coin, but there are still people who seem to be really interested in it. So it's always fun to see. That one is on CoinMarketCap, $14,000 market cap. We also had YaYCoin, the first of a couple of really crappy Dubai coin spin-offs. But
UAE.
Yep, UAE. And other than that, just a lot of ICOs, it seems like. A lot of ICOs that never came out.
Then we got Fermat, which seemed pretty cool on week 14. And the NXT 2.0 still is interesting as well.
Yeah, that was huge. And that turned out to be a huge opportunity because if you go back and listen on, if you go back to show 14, we're like, well, if they're going to do a new NXT and you can get it distributed, in addition to your NXT, kind of like what Not So Fast was saying earlier about Ethereum, you're going to have Ethereum on the old fork and the new fork. It's going to work the same way with this NXT relaunch. And so just picking up some NXT back then, it was like 1,800 sat or something, obviously would have been a good time to get in.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, that's the Ardor. That was the initial Ardor announcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's still kind of ongoing. They're snapshotting the NXT network right now, like every hour that you have coins in your NXT wallet. That balance will get recorded, and then at the end of it, which is like 2 months of hourly snapshots, you'll get the average of your balance across all those snapshots in free Ardor coins.
I thought that was a pretty clever way to do it.
I think so too. That actually reminds me that the NXT that I bought way back when to save for the swap is still sitting on the exchange. So I should probably
you gotta move it.
I should probably get it moved to the wallet ASAP.
I think exchanges have pledged to distribute it to their holders because it's pretty easy to do that too.
Oh well, shit. Well then
you're probably okay. In fact,
maybe don't move it.
Yeah, exactly. In that case, I'm just gonna leave it right where it is.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. Well, that's good news. So, yep, that was week 14. Other than that, I just see a lot of shit coins here, man. You probably won't remember coins like BagCoin and BeamCoin and
Power My Data.
Power My Data. That was like an IPO announcement that never went anywhere.
There was a CurricCoin out there.
Yeah, CurricCoin. I don't think that one ever even launched.
But anyway, we'll do some of the new posts from this week, and then we'll come back and do the last 5.
Yep, so we're going to switch it up into our new posts segment. We always got to talk about those new posts just because they're always funny.
That's how we find them.
Yep, exactly.
This first one is kind of interesting to me. They're calling it XAB, and basically the altcoin board, you might remember, had Postcoin. This is a swap coin to a new chain for them, and so they're doing a distribution to Bitcoin Talk members again, just like they did with Postcoin, and then also swapping over the Postcoins to this new one.
I've always kind of liked Postcoin. It's one of those kind of little coins that's out there. They're doing exactly what they say they're going to. Like you can go to the bulletin board and get Postcoin for posting and stuff.
Right.
So it's just really cool to see it out there, and now they're gonna move on to this XAB thing, and I think it's cool.
It's cool that they're taking steps to sort of fill in the blanks and secure their chain with master nodes rather than just have it as the distro staking and then people dump it and then people become overweight with it that can buy the dumps and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I think it's a good step. It's one of the more legit ones for this past week for sure.
Up next we have Project One. This looks like it has to do with the Cloak blockchain.
Yep, it's a rebranding.
Oh, they're actually rebranding Cloak to Project One?
Yep. Project
Interesting.
One currency.
I was thinking about Cloak a couple of weeks ago. Like, it seems like every one of these 2014 coins is kind of having a new.
Well, it was a 2-year.
Revival.
It had a birthday on one of our shows not long ago, right?
Yeah, it did totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember listening to that. I don't know. I feel so wary about this because there's so many. There's a lot of like disproportionately high butthurt amongst Cloak bag holders because I think
Oh, no.
they got stuck with buying it at a really high price, and so this almost seems to me like a concerted, coordinated effort to do a long accumulation of it and then rebrand it to something awesome, and then have your day selling your bags to.
Right.
Yeah, just get a couple more days out of good market activity out of it to get out of the market.
And
Yeah.
I don't-
We'll
I don't
see.
know.
I mean, we'll see. They may be putting something behind it, but this poetry in the and thread doesn't do much to.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, they always do very little to convince with the announcements. Up next, we have Elementrium.
This is a clone.
What are we cloning here?
Ethereum.
Looks like ETH, yeah.
Another ETH clone. Finally, really starting to see these get into the mix. I'd be really surprised to see this actually working well.
Yeah, not much posting on their thread either, so I don't know, maybe people need a little more information, or they're just, there's enough ETH clones to choose from already.
Maybe it's just so difficult to get ETH set up that people just
Oh, this
don't
guy also
care.
says he's not the dev. I didn't notice that before. Maybe that
Oh,
got added
interesting.
in the post.
Weird.
So it's just somebody could be one that was posted on another forum or something.
Well, who knows? We have no idea what's going to happen with Elementrium.
This next one is Papa Francis coin.
Papa Francesco coin. This is a global currency that lets you send money to anyone, anywhere, anytime. That sounds familiar. I love it when people just post the Bitcoin future set in their new announcement as though it's mind-blowing.
Yeah, they just repost the English. Oh, OC Miner has an LOL and a quote of the GitHub. And it looks like there's a 200 million coin pre-mined for that.
Oh, good.
Oh, man.
Well, I wish I could say that was unusual, but that's pretty much par for the course for new proof-of-work coins these days.
So I
Yeah,
guess
so that's 10%, but they don't state it anywhere there.
Yeah, as usual. And one trick that they will use is they'll make the proof of work be really long. Like you could have a proof of work that goes 100 years, and then you do a 10% pre-mine, and that's the equivalent of 10 years of mining. So
Yeah.
it becomes just like ludicrous, you know. So yep, Papa Francesco coin.
You'll probably be seeing that on YoBit.
Yep, one of many. One of the things that's changed over the past 10 weeks that we've seen, the first time we did our 10-week review, we found that like maybe only a third of the coins that were launched were still making it to exchange. It was maybe a third to one half of the coins that were actually launched would actually get to exchange. And this time around, it was like 85% of coins that launched ended up getting listed. So they're just listing everything at this point.
Amazing.
Up next is Zarium.
Zarum. This looks like a big shiny proof of work.
Zarum, yeah. No,
Excuse me, big shiny IPO.
Yep.
I see a lot of gold.
Yep, it's gold backed.
Oh, good. Finally.
It's
Gold-backed
exchangeable for
crypto.
gold. So, we've seen this so many times. It's hard to get excited about.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know, not so fast, if any gold-backed cryptos have ever actually traded gold for their cryptocurrency?
I haven't heard of it. These guys are sort of changing their coin around for something. And an old friend of mine turned out to be a gold bug, so we always talk like the same sort of tinfoil hat stuff together. And he's aware of all these any altcoin that has something to do with gold. He's like checked out, even though he's not so into cryptocurrency. But I don't think he's ever actually like swapped anything for anything else. The only one that has anything sort of easy to do is, I think, that Gold Blocks, GB or whatever.
That new
because yeah, you don't actually trade the crypto for gold. If you buy his tiny increments of gold, then you also get like bonus GB cryptocurrency. I think that's how that works.
Interesting. So yeah, I guess this Zorum is a re-announcement of an older coin. They're doing a new approach, but are they doing a second IPO?
It's
the
so
question.
confusing to tell.
Yeah, no, they often make the posts so vague that it's hard to tell. I guess if they were, they would probably be. Oh, here we go. And although it resembles an initial coin offer, it differs greatly, they say. Well, that's suspicious. Highly suspicious.
Guess we'll see.
So, yep, there's Zorum. We'll see what they do with it.
Exclusive coin.
Up next is Exclusive Coin.
This is not a new coin, but it's getting an update.
I see a lot of gold in this thread as well. People are really latching onto the gold color scheme.
Gold and black.
Gold and black. I wonder if that's like a Donald Trump effect.
Yeah.
Finally made gold cool again.
So yeah. Looks like this coin is definitely not new.
Oh, is this a re-announcement?
But they have all these new features in here. They've got the dark send, the master nodes.
So they just kind of
Instinex.
they updated to a new dark fork,
Which is
just
probably
new
good.
Dash clone essentially.
Yep. Got
Oh, here it is. It says they started as a proof of work, proof of stake hybrid, and having been one of the fastest confirmation coins out there.
Oh.
But after 2 years of running the chain and CPU eating of wallets got so big, none of the new exchanges or services wanted to add them on their usual terms.
Oh, good.
So that's one of the drawbacks of
Yeah.
having 10-second blocks or whatever you've got is you get a ridiculous chain bloat after 2 years of that. And nobody wants to devote an entire like Core i7 computer to running a shitcoin wallet.
Right, yeah.
That's interesting. One funny thing about altcoins is that they've stood the test of time of being, a couple years old, but it'll be interesting to see to what extent these chains can handle chain bloat as they start to get to be like 5 or 10 years old.
Yeah, exactly. My guess is that there's going to be some kind of pruning algorithm where why would you need to go and look at something that's more than 5 years old?
Right, yeah.
There'll
for
be
sure.
like an internet archive, or if you need to look at an old transaction, like a transaction that old, you'll actually have to pay a fee to an embedded block explorer within the blockchain and just to look at something that old.
Nice. So that's an interesting approach. That's a cool idea.
So you have like more value given to like chain archivists, like nodes that archive the whole chain and make it extra searchable and serve that info up to you when you look at it.
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
So let's see. That was Exclusive Coin. Up next, we're going to talk about Justin Trudeau coin.
My man.
Trudeau, yep. You guys got Trudeau up there in Canada. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It makes me think like how we didn't really escape like the whole royal family thing when you have like somebody's kid becoming prime minister of your country. I mean, you guys have it too. You got the Georges Bushes and all that, like, and then president, and then his wife's gonna be president maybe. So like
it's a global phenomenon, I think.
yeah, I agree, but it just makes me think like we're kind of suckers if we think anything we do matters. But I don't want to get political. That's not right. But Justin Trudeau, I guess he's a pretty neat guy. He likes pride. Girls in my age in their 30s tend to think that he's a cute man, and so he's a good prime minister too. So
And he's
That's a
the
good
guys that created
advantage to
this
have.
coin found a ASCII art of a chart going up that they could put in the title. Can't believe nobody's used that before. I've
Yeah,
never seen
seriously.
that one.
oh man, yeah, I just noticed that
Yep.
for a second I was like, I don't think that's our flag, but no, you're right. It's a little chart going up. That's cut and paste that for later.
So yeah, this is a tribute coin for Justin Trudeau. They just have a big Bitcoin donation address, which makes you question what the point of the coin itself is.
Right.
But it seems like just we're going to see more political people coins coming out as time goes on. I wonder if there's going to be the Turkish dictator president coin, Erdogan or whatever his name is.
Right.
Can't
Oh
pronounce
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna see how many donations they've taken.
Yeah.
From that
I hope
address.
I hope it's not much since they haven't even made a blockchain here.
I'm gonna
Okay, guess 0 or non-zero.
Zero.
You're right.
It's nice to know that people aren't just dumping money into these addresses, I guess. But
It's slightly reassuring that the people in crypto have learned by now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Justin Trudeau coin, probably not a great investment at this point.
Up next is TipCoin.
TipCoin. This is a coin designed for average people who want to show respect.
Yeah. So a pretty simple premise there. You can tip with almost any cryptocurrency. So it's
Yeah,
and
once
there's already
again,
been ones that have been made specifically for that as well.
it's like they release these announcements with these old futures, just kind of re-describing them as though it's something new without kind of acknowledging that it's already been done before. It always cracks me up. Like that.
I feel like Steam has killed this and every other one like it.
I
Yep.
kind of agree,
Yep.
honestly. I wonder what will happen to Doge now that Steam has taken its whole big thing. People should have Doge tip bots on the Steam website.
That's a good idea. Once people start building on that, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I agree. That's funny. So yeah, there's TipCoin.
This one has a funny name. Hulu Coin.
Hulu Coin. It's also got a weird coin total. 11,999,997.
Is that Hawaiian? Huluha?
It sounds a little bit Hawaiian to me.
I suspect that it's Hawaiian. I would guess that it's Hawaiian, but they don't specify, and I can't say that I know enough to say that for sure.
Then they are asking for donations as well.
Yep. They also claim to be involved with the Safe network, but it appears to be a tenuous connection in this case, but who knows? This is not an entirely coherent post, I would say.
I agree.
Paid to write articles about it, though.
And the thread is kind of active, so you never know. Maybe it's just lost to me, for language barrier reasons or something. I don't know.
This next one is called Jewels.
Jewels, the last new post this week.
And it seems that they are associated with a game called Apex Conquer, which seemed to exist. I didn't play it or anything, but I at least looked. It seemed to be a real game. And so they hope to make a cryptocurrency that they can use in the game.
And it's another IPO.
Yep.
And I'm not sure about this one. Looks like a pretty generic post for an IPO, in my opinion.
When I looked at the website, I think I remember it saying it's had 120 people playing or something. Like it had these many players online type of thing.
The
So
game.
that's
Okay.
kind of existence it is.
The game is totally separate from the coin, right? They're trying to make the coin to tag along with the game.
Right.
Okay. We've seen a lot of coins try to do this, and few have succeeded. But we also saw a lot of coins try to do what Steam did before it succeeded. So it's hard to say, but I doubt that this is going to be the revolution in gaming cryptos.
Right. Well, and Steam wasn't an ICO either.
Right. That's true. Yep.
All right. So that's all of the new posts we're going to cover for this week.
That's it for the new posts. Pretty quiet week in new posts, honestly.
Yeah.
I didn't mind anything.
Neither did I. It's kind of a fitting break, I guess, needing that there's so much to recap.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of these we won't see them beyond at most a YoBit listing.
Yeah.
And that's it for the new posts. And now we are going to continue on our look back of the last 10 weeks before we covered the first 5 weeks. A lot of unmemorable coins, I would say, as far as the list goes, but we'll see that there's a few interesting launches, I think, coming up.
Yep.
So let's see. Now we're going to look at week 15. Let's see what the rough era of these launches is.
Oh, there's the Spots coin coming out before I Got Spots quit.
Yep, he released it. This one still has a $43,000 market cap, even though I Got Spots has left the scene. I say that I'm doing air quotes right now because I'm not.
Yeah. I don't think
find
he's
it,
gone for good at all.
I find it hard to believe that he's just gonna quit crypto cold turkey. It's tough to quit. Highly addictive stuff here. Looks like May. These coins came around in late May, early June. The ones we're looking at right now. I mined this high voltage coin. I did fine on it.
Yeah, same here. I think I don't know, made kind of close to a 2x, but not quite.
Yep, I would say that's pretty much exactly where it was for me as well. Gold blocks came out that week. I think that was pretty high profile. An X11 coin. We saw a lot of X11s coming out around this time, and I think it has something to do with all of the new X11 ASICs being distributed. But gold blocks is a cool one. We talked about it earlier. I think that one is on CoinMarketCap. It is. It has a $36,000 market cap. So that's pretty high, well above the median for these new coins.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Then it looks like Recoin has a really high market cap there.
Yeah, but it's
That's
kind of
one those kind of controlled market situations.
yeah, it's
What's
100%
going on
pre-mine
there?
type situation. Yep. And there, there's like no activity on it, but the market cap is still really high. It's highly dubious. And that's week 15. So going another week forward into early June, there were a few interesting posts here. This GTCoin, ECCHI, is funny. Had a weird.
That was a giveaway, right?
Yeah, it was a weird giveaway. It was like a kind of a creepy anime themed coin, but it did surprisingly well. Had a brief pump on YoBit, but I think it's probably quiet right now. I'm not sure.
DLisk came out, which is
DLisk.
mentionable just because it has the 25.8 thousand market cap.
Yep, so that's been a more successful one of the recent launches.
Just a straight up clone, right? Or is it even a clone? Is it just a name taker?
I wonder if it's just like a regular QT. I have no idea on that one. Do you have any experience with DLisk? Did you pay attention to this one?
No, I'm
Just another one in
I
the scene.
kind of stayed away.
I don't blame you. Yeah, I didn't mind very many of these coins. There's just so many, it's tough to be discriminating. I don't know.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's I've made a few choices here and there, but sometimes I'll just there's no pool for a lot of these in a lot of cases, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
that there's just the dev solo mining or whatever. What were you gonna say?
And a lot of them just end up not launching, not getting exchanged, so you don't really want to spend too much time worrying about where they're gonna go.
In week 17, there was Breakout Coin.
Yep, that was the big IPO. That's the biggest, I think the biggest market cap coin that came out with a $1.65 million market cap.
I don't know why the Bittrex guys love these guys so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really have been pushing it hard. I bought into it like immediately on impulse and ended up selling, I think at a small loss because I just was tired of it. But it actually went probably back up over, so maybe I should have waited. But
anything else?
I thought Stratus. A few people that I talked to were thinking Stratus might be okay, but I didn't look too closely on it. I'm a little extra wary of recent ICOs, I guess, just because we've had so much going on.
Yeah,
Stratus.
We were kind of emailing back and forth with someone from Stratus about being on the show, so that hopefully we can still have that happen. But I haven't heard back from them for a little bit.
Yeah, we're curious about that. There have been a lot of coins that are just kind of like, here's a smart contract, but we're going to do it in a different programming language or use a different framework. And Stratus is one of those. I think,
cool. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
If it was executed well and was actually able to deliver a platform that people could make usable smart contracts, then obviously it could be really successful. But it's really hard to say when there's so many of them coming out with that exact theme, which ones are legitimate and which ones aren't. So it would be really neat to have the developer on, and then we could actually see what they're all about. But one coin that did come out on episode number 17 was Syndicate, which has been just a really interesting one. It took pretty much over a month to get listed on any exchanges for some reason. It stood out essentially at the time that it came out just because it didn't have any pre-mine and didn't have any IPO when all the other coins did. And now it is at a $143,000 market cap. So a huge launch for that. I mined it really early and got a stupidly low break even, so I'm obviously really stoked for Syndicate.
Yep.
Yeah, we were talking before you guys went live, and my break even is 20 times what yours is, man.
Yeah, the early mining, people just weren't mining it, man. There was a virus scare. I don't know if you remember that.
I did. I posted about it that,
Right.
I just got like too many hits. I think like 7 hits in virus total. So
Yeah.
I thought, you know what? It's not worth it at this time for me to to go through this. But then I got tipped off later. Fortunately for me, that the block rewards structure increased for the last few thousand blocks to give like latecomers a little extra boost. So I managed to get in and have a little bit of fun. Shout out to Anti-Climax. He's the guy that said, "Hey, take another look." So
nice.
I appreciate
Cool.
it. He gave me a little boost on that.
Yeah, and honestly, they've got a pretty interesting premise. The developer there has been really active so far. They're essentially trying to deliver business services on the blockchain, but you'll essentially have a database that's on your local system, but you can generate them and control them through the blockchain. And they have some pretty interesting, screenshots and previews and stuff. Remains to be seen, what the technology will actually look like or feel like, but as far as the coins that have come out recently, I would say it definitely stands out. And it's only trading right now still on CoinExchange and Cryptopia.
Cool.
Which is interesting.
And it's making unprecedented volume for CoinExchange. Like, there's not much going on there.
Yeah, there's like nothing until they were the first one to list it, and then all of a sudden it just got this huge volume. So I was kind of wondering how legit it was, and I did sell a few just to recover my mining costs and stuff. And it ended up, I had no problems with the exchange, essentially. They got my withdrawals through and everything like that. So far so good with CoinExchange.
Good stuff.
Week 17 also had DickCoin, very prestigious launch. Surprisingly, still an active developer on that one. And it's trading, I think, on YoBit. A lot of coins on week 17. KuwaitCoin. I didn't mind that one, but I think it was good for miners.
Yeah, it was good. That one I mined, like, that was the one I picked for that week because Syndicate was, it scared me off. So I've been talking with, there's two guys in the thread. There's the developer and there's his buddy. Their English is like, it's just passable enough to get information across. And so since I mined so much of it, they've kind of been asking me for help. But they have some incredibly grandiose plans to create 3 different cash-based IPOs in Kuwait and Egypt. The first one is they're trying to raise the equivalent of $150 million to start their own mobile services network that will take Kuwait coin as payment.
That's pretty ambitious.
It's like that amount of money is fairly mind-boggling for crypto. And I'm talking to these guys because they're asking me to help them write stuff in English for people so that they don't get just yelled at all the time. So I'm helping them out. I'm asking them, like, is this legal? And they say, no, my friend, contracts are in Arabic, but it's legal here. So
that's funny.
That's my answer. It's like, really hard to take it seriously, but I mean, I mind so much that I may as well help them out. I mean, like it or not, I'm on the board somehow.
One thing I noticed you tweeting about this week was ParkBite reaching new all-time highs. That's kind of that's what this kind of reminds me of in a way, because that's just been out there. He's just kind of doing his thing for like years now.
2 years now, almost. No, I think a little over a year, but like that guy's something else. He's just a one-man show. He's so like, he's a smart guy. He's so like he knows he has a good idea because he knows his industry, and it's just like I don't care. I'll hold that forever. I mean, I know it'll either pay off or it won't, like everything else, but it's just such a simple concept. It's either like, okay, well, it'll fail for this reason or it'll succeed for this reason. And so it's probably all right. A lot more can go wrong with a $150 million ICO.
Yeah, seriously. Man, there's a lot of interesting stuff on show 17. We also had Bismuth. I don't know if you saw Bismuth, but it was just kind of an interesting new technology type post, SHA-224 algorithm. And it finally launched. I didn't notice that it had launched until I was doing this, building this list. And
I was trying to put the wallet together for it, and I couldn't do it. It was too complicated. I needed too much help, I guess.
That's a problem I kind of have. I'm not a super proficient at building wallets and stuff in Linux yet. And so I kind of ran into that problem with Steam, where I wanted to mine it, but I wasn't able to quite get it put together. So I guess if you really want to capitalize on some of the most interesting new coins, it really is probably worth your time to learn how to compile some of these difficult wallets from scratch, I think. And I'd like to do it. I'm not there yet, but
Yeah, same here. No, I'm sort of getting there. I had to rebuild my main like workstation, so I
nice.
put a ridiculous amount of RAM in it so that I can run virtual machines that can build a library in Linux, and then I just have to teach myself with something that gives me a perfectly good walkthrough, that once I find something that screws up, I can go back to that walkthrough and find out or figure out for myself what's going wrong.
Right.
Yeah, this one looks pretty interesting to me. I have to look a little closer. I see that at some point he was going to have an ICO, and then that was canceled, which is good. So, yeah, looks good to mine.
And that's week number 17. We're going to move on to week 18. Not a lot of interesting stuff, honestly, in week 18. There was that really weird IPO called Tarrant. 808 coin, kind of the funny clone. I think that was from the BitSeeds developer. I know that got listed, but I'm not sure it ever went anywhere. But other than that, not too much then. And then next is week 19. And this is the last week that we're going to cover in our walk down memory lane here.
It was just last week.
It was just last week. As you'll remember, Jesus Crypto was announced. And he never launched it. He said he was going to launch it. He never did. There was a Forest of Burst coin. That's a really cool hard drive based
wow.
coin.
In fact, nothing from last week launched, huh?
Yep, I don't see a single coin that launched, so that's not a great sign. Wait, did
Oh.
Cool and Dark's coin launch? I think Community Coin did. I might have mislabeled it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's still in the IPO phase, actually.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
probably will.
Heat's actually available for purchase. I bought some of that. I put a whole Bitcoin into that actually.
Oh, and Chronos coin, that airdrop coin, I know was launched. I signed up for the airdrop, and I completely forgot to check and see if I ever got the coins, so I should probably do that. And then Project First Blood was that IPO for an esports platform. And that was it. That was the last 10 weeks in crypto. One thing we like to do is kind of do a summary of all the numbers and see how many new posts there were total. What we found is that there were 130 announcements. 123 of them were new blockchains, so the other 7 were like re-announcements or takeovers or that kind of thing. Of those, 78 launched and turned into new cryptocurrencies. Of those 78, 65 were listed on exchanges, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's a high percentage.
Very high percent. But of those 65, only 17 made it to coin market cap. We mentioned a lot of those, like Syndicate, and there were quite a few. And let's see here, 1 second. Lost my place in
The average market cap.
The average market cap was 129,000, and that was of the coins that made it to coin market cap. So if you didn't make it to coin market cap, your market cap is probably essentially zero or effectively zero in most cases. But of the ones that did make it to coin market cap, the average was 129,000. That was carried up in a big way by Breakout Coin, the big IPO,
Yep.
and a few of the other kind of high value releases. But the median market cap was 12.1 thousand. So still pretty high. If you were to compare this to like what we were dealing with a year ago, you're finding that it's going to be probably a much larger number. And the list of coins that made it to coin market cap over the last 10 weeks, the lowest in value is PalCoin at $700. Then Two Flav is also at $700. Debit Coin for $1,200. POS Pro, $1,500 market cap. Chess Coin, that's a $3,000 market cap. High Voltage Coin, that was at High Premine Proof of Work Coin. That's $4,800. GPU Coin has a $6,300 market cap. Revolver Coin, that's like a new algo coin that's only traded on Cryptopia right now. That has a $7.6 thousand market cap, so $7,600. Platinum Bar that we talked about earlier has a that's the $12,000 market cap, so that's the median value there.
Oh, nice.
Comet Coin has a $14,000 market cap. Putin Coin, kind of a goofy, a little bit scammy, I guess you could say, has a $16,000 market cap. Kuwait coin we also talked about. That's a $19,000 market cap.
All right.
Yeah. DLisk, $25,000 market cap. Gold Blocks has a $36,000 market cap. SpotsCoin, a $43,000 market cap. That's the fourth biggest market cap of a new launch in the past 10 or 11 weeks. Up next is Syndicate. That's a $143,000 market cap, so that's the third highest. Then is Minium with a $205,000 market cap. That's the second highest. And the number one coin, again, is Breakout Coin with the $1.6 million market cap. So interesting set. Not as big of coins as we saw on our first 10 shows.
Correct, yeah.
Which had huge coins like Steem, Lisk, and Waves.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, still a lot of big launches and a lot of good opportunities, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think the recap that you do of the after the next 10 shows of some of these will be some of these will have grown, or maybe one or two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to a point where they're significant.
It'll be really interesting to see. There's the new launches are always so deceiving, and the closer you are to the coin being new, the less reliable the information you have on it is. And so we'll get to see in the future which ones of these coins kind of have sleeper developers behind them that are maybe just accumulating kind of in the shadows, and which of the coins are, of course, just complete trash. And that does it for the roundup.
Yes, sir.
Good stuff.
Then we like to go over coin listings on the alt exchanges.
We do. We love to talk about those new listings.
And we saw quite a few listings this week. On Cryptopia, we saw Cornerstone Coin,
Cornerstone,
FryCoin, ZetaCoin, Leet or 1337 Coin, Jewel, Syndicate got listed.
Yep, big listing there.
GameCoin, Arum, Octo, Qubits, Nexus, 808, Cloak, CryptoJacks, and Bytecoin.
Yep, and of course
Big
we
list.
love Cryptopia. Be sure to stop by their forums thread and give us a shout out. It's in the altcoins forum.
Yeah.
And just post in our thread, and we'll give you like 2,000 dots.
Yeah.
If we really like your post, we'll probably give you more.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome that you guys linked up with them. By the way, I like how they just stand by their guns and they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't really care about the trends in cryptocurrency, or they just do things the way they want to do them. And I think being true to themselves as like coders and developers is pretty awesome. They don't have all the problems that Bittrex or Poloniex have. They just do it their way.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a really fun exchange to trade on because they have so many different little features that you can dive into if you want to. You know, of course, they've got the troll box and stuff, but they also have really well integrated tipping and stuff with the troll box. And so it's a lot of fun. And they have the DOTS cryptocurrency, which is great. And so if you want to get some, they're really fun to trade or tip or do whatever with.
And you can get coins listed on there with them.
Yeah, and you can get coins listed, so we're always excited about that. I would say Syndicate, for me, obviously, is the big listing this week for a lot of reasons.
Yep.
I'm pretty biased on that one, obviously.
It's interesting to see CryptoJacks being listed in multiple places. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird IPO type coin last week. I'm surprised to see it as well. I didn't actually realize
Maybe
that it
they're
had
just
launched.
paying for it.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
I do wonder, are people getting the dots together for all these listings? Because that would be pretty badass.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I have no idea.
I wonder. You could probably read from the dot market on Cryptopia to see if people are buying a big chunk in the listing.
The dots market was way up last week, and now they all got listed this week, so maybe that's why.
And some of these are ones that both new and old kind of, when Crypti went down, there's still coins that are getting listed from that, I feel like.
Yeah, Jewel is an ancient coin.
Right.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, and Octo as well is just a really old coin.
Yeah.
So some of these are just still, I think finding homes for these ones is great. And here they are in Cryptopia.
Yep. Next, we're going to check out the Poloniex listings. They actually listed something this week, so that's highly unusual.
Another sneak listing from Poloniex.
Yeah, out of nowhere, LBC library credits gets listed and goes up like 5x instantly, it seems like.
Oh, man. Library credits. I know it from the initial show that Alex Sturck did with Block Talk. He interviewed their crew. And
Nice.
they're a little bit different distribution method, but their content distribution similar to FlorinCoin or Alexandria. And they had a pretty well run thing. They gave 1,000 free LBC coins to people that signed up back in January. So I signed up, totally forgot.
Nice.
And I was sitting on 1,000 of these, but I sold a bunch of them at like 17K Satoshi, like
Wow.
just to the bottom buyers. Like when I tweeted that I sold that, the people that bought my coins came out and said, "Oh, thanks for the 10x."
You're just like, ah, shit.
Yeah, they went up like a ton, but there's still a referral network. There's going to be like 600 million of these that are pre-mined and then just given away for free eventually. But the supply is really constrained right now while they hammer out the network. But everybody wants them, so they're trading at a huge premium. And as soon as all these referral coins hit the market, it's going to dump like crazy. But yeah, I already sold for really low. So that's my crow that I ate this week is the LBC.
Mm-hmm.
This one completely blindsided me. I was not prepared for it in any way. But I'm really happy to see that Poloniex still will list things, I guess.
Yeah, it's great.
I wonder if the Steam listing is going to be delayed on account of this latest security stuff.
It sure seems like that'd be something they'd want to list, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for it, so I'm surprised it's not on there already.
Oh yeah, when it had like over 2,000 BTC worth of volume on Bittrex today, I mean, I guess Poloniex has got to be like, okay, we better take that away from them. We
yeah,
better get
seriously,
that on
exactly.
there.
They're losing ground, man. That's unusual. Poloniex has been kind of vacuuming up all the volume for a while lately, so surprising to see so much on Bittrex this week.
Yeah, and good for them. But,
Yeah, I agree.
They didn't list anything this week. Bittrex did not. But YoBit did.
As usual, YoBit listed a bunch of kind of unmemorable coins, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little jaded on YoBit lately. I don't know. I'm just not trading that much there anymore.
You really?
No, I'm not either. There's not much. The
bots took over.
non-owned bitcoins, the non-insider bitcoins are, I think, gone from there really, and it's just, it's all been squeezed out. The sheep have been milked dry. I think.
it could be. For the last year prior to when we started the show, it was probably half of my trading ended up being on YoBit, and now it's a very tiny percent.
They listed PetroDollar, YaYCoin, Veneficum
Coin? I don't know.
RadicalCoin, which I think was somebody thinks might be a virus. I read that. Maybe that's just
I had
gossip,
one guy claim that was the only coin it could have been that Trojaned him, and
Interesting.
just YoBit was the vector. It dumped all his YoBit coins, I think.
We got GTCoin, we got CTLCoin, a new AirCoin, which there were a few new posts that didn't make it onto this week just because of timing, so we'll cover some of those next week. ScryptCoin, Ibank, DLisk, Kolsch.
So that's a CTLCoin coin. That's an older one, right?
Wasn't that his first one?
Because he's kind of been taking over YoBit lately.
It seems like, yeah, he's just changing a coin to something else, and I don't even know what he's trying to do. It just seems ridiculously convoluted for
Yeah, it does.
fans of his or something.
But anyway, those are the YoBit listings. I'd say DLisk is the highest profile one there.
C-Cex also listed a few. They listed Aten coin, GPU coin, and CryptoJacks.
I think those are interesting listings for C-Cex. GPU coin doing surprisingly well as far as the coins that have launched recently. Really low profile, but seems to have a little bit of a kind of a core backing to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that CryptoJacks, which is surprising once again to see on so many exchanges.
Yep. And then this other one I don't recognize at all.
I think it's really old. I think that's a really old chain, 2 or 3 year old coin. Could be wrong on that one.
Yeah, I was looking at that one because I hadn't heard of it, and I think it seemed like it was just a bag holder type beneficial listing.
A lot of these exchanges just do voting to get listings. And so sometimes it's surprising to see what communities are out there still voting onto exchanges. We don't keep track of which coins are voted on, so we never really know.
True. NovaExchange is still listing things. They listed Chronos, PetroDollar, AirCoin, RadicalCoin, Venecoin, Super, Ibank, SwapToken, CryptoJacks, CasinoCoin, and Zeit.
ZiteCoin, kind of an interesting listing there, an older, kind of low Satoshi value coin from the 2014 era, I think.
So you can see there's a lot of overlap there. I don't think
I agree.
there's a single coin in there that like is just on NovaExchange. That's interesting. But
Chronos is that airdrop coin
Oh,
that
yeah.
just came out. That's interesting that it's listed now. I should
yeah, that's
actually look
the
into
one,
that.
huh? That one's not on anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, so that's still a cool exchange. They bounced back all right. And of course, they have the Espers-based pairs going there.
I love that they have the Espers base. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, and Cryptopia has the Espers base pair as well, which has been a really
Oh yeah,
good-
yeah, that's right. They do.
That's
Yep.
been my main place to pick up Espers.
Yep.
LiveCoin listed GameCredits.
Don't really recognize that one very well.
It's just another one of the game coins, and I do admit that they get lost in the shuffle for me between the just pure number of them.
Yep.
Yeah, same here.
But it's listed on LiveCoin, so there you
That'll
have
do
it.
it for the listings this week.
And yep, those are all the listings. Interesting week. Seems like the Syndicate listings. Syndicate was also listed on coinexchange.io. We didn't have that one on our list, and that's where it's gotten most of the volume, which is interesting to me. Just because I think mostly just because they listed it first. And so it's been like they've just had no volume and then 15 Bitcoins, which is funny.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch Syndicate for sure. Started off with a nice market cap there.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. It's still like 3350 sats by 2838 sats. That's not bad at all.
I wouldn't be surprised to see it dip down once the liquidity increases. But I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Next up, we're going to look at a few coin birthdays. I couldn't find any one-year birthdays, but I've found a few two-year birthdays. Apex Coin.
This is an interesting birthday. This is one of the bigger community-run coins that ever was out there, I guess. I wonder what its peak value was.
I think it pumped today.
Yeah, it
Really?
actually did. It was going up when I was like writing or looking
Oh,
it
shit,
up.
there it is. Nice. That's funny.
So it's out there.
Looks like it
Happy
peaked at about a
birthday.
60,000 market cap.
Another one that's celebrating 2 years is FoldingCoin.
This is a cool coin that's just been out there for a long time. The theme is that it uses your CPU power to do like folding at home type calculations instead of just kind of what they say is wasted power using just hashing SHA or whatever. So I think that's interesting.
It's super cool. I think it's just folding at home, but instead of rewarding you with the altruistic notion that you did a good job, you get folding coins from doing it.
Very cool.
2 years old. The third one that is celebrating 2 years is Crypti.
Crypti. This is interesting listing. I don't remember too much about this coin, honestly.
Yep. So it's a decentralized applications, it says, but it definitely seemed like it was still active. So
It's got a $600,000 market cap.
yeah.
That's pretty big.
And it's on Poloniex, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I wonder what their technology deal is. I don't actually remember this coin being launched. It's funny. I do remember the.
Well, you
other
know,
two.
it's good that the images in the original post from 2014 they're
Yeah,
the images are gone invalid.
Yeah, I
they're
saw
too
that.
old.
They're all long gone. Yep. So who knows what's still happening with Crypti, but we got to give him a happy 2-year birthday for sure.
Yep. There's something happening. I have no idea what it is.
That's a good birthday list, man. I do remember Apex and FoldingCoin coming out, and I had fun with both of those coins. So cool birthdays.
The last segment we're going to do is random coin spotlight. And when we rolled the dice today, it came up on a coin called SolarCoin.
Yep, the random coin spotlight is where we just roll a number between 1 and 100 and talk about whatever coin we find.
Yep. And this one is kind of interesting. It seems like the idea is you can get solar coins by proving that you are producing solar energy.
I really
Which
have
is
to
kinda
wonder.
cool. But I have no idea what else besides that is making the price go up since the beginning of this year.
Solar proof of generation mechanism that grants SolarCoin to generators of clean, renewable energy.
Yep. And so they ask you to basically, you have to have some sort of documentation that shows you generate this electricity. You have this output capacity or whatever.
But it looks like, by all means, until that point, hash away with your power-hungry script ASICs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to use your script ASIC until you get the solar power up and running.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's a funny observation. I really have to wonder if anybody is even using the solar incentives. Is it manually distributed?
I really don't know, but you got to think that's a small amount of people that both have solar power to prove and are into altcoins.
Yeah.
But for those guys, man, maybe that's nice.
if you have solar power,
I want some solar power, sure.
if you have solar power and a script ASIC, then go nuts.
I looked at putting it on my roof of my house, and it was pretty obvious right away that it would run one GPU rig, and the whole project would never, ever, ever ROI.
Yep, that
Still
doesn't
too
sound very
expensive.
lucrative. We've got a neighbor with a bunch of solar panels. They're pretty badass, but I don't think he runs mining equipment with them. I don't think that would be I don't think that would be an intelligent use of your solar energy.
There was a program here in my area where they're kind of widespread area. I don't think it was all Canada, but the power generators would pay you way more than the market rate, like 3 or 4 times, if you ran either solar or wind renewable power and fed it, like sold it back to the grid. Because half of the cost of that stuff is, transporting it from where it's generated to where it's used, right?
Right.
So the idea is they'll pay you a premium because of what they save on transport costs if you sell it back to them. But that program got closed, I think, like last couple months because people were abusing it. They'd go to places where there was like a slum near an area that used a lot of power, and they'd buy up all these old shitty buildings and put solar on the roof and hope that that didn't collapse the building, and then feed it all back into the grid and get paid on that. So people were scamming. They were putting renewable energy on top of like otherwise blighted spots on the landscape, and to crack down on that, they just kind of stopped the whole program. So that part kind of sucked, because I was hoping to use that. It's not worth using my own power to mine, but it would be worth selling the power back and then using that major difference to,
Right.
Run a bunch of rigs at my house. But yeah, sadly, not going to be a good idea.
Well,
Yeah,
that's how it goes, of course. Somebody's always got to find a way to fuck it up. But
Always looking for that edge, though.
yeah, exactly. They're arbitraging the solar power incentive program, essentially. It's funny.
Yeah.
But. And I think that's going to do it for show number 20. It's been a really awesome 10 weeks in crypto history.
That it has.
We, again, want to say a huge shout-out to Cryptopia. Once again, come and check out our thread in the altcoin section. I think it's stickied now, so we're right up
It's
top.
up at the top.
Just
cool.
pop in there and post. Get some dots. They're really fun to mess around with.
Yep, and thanks again to you, Not So Fast, for coming on. We really, really appreciate that.
Oh man, it's awesome as always to talk to you guys and catch up. And I really think the way I share this opinion with some other people, that you guys really you keep it engaging with a recap for people that can't keep up with it. I mean, you do some pretty significant slogging through the weeds, as it were, for everybody that's interested in it. But we just can't. Nobody can take the time to look at all this stuff. So the fact that you guys do, I think, is really invaluable to the whole situation. At least giving people a lay of the landscape so comprehensively, that's a big deal. It's bigger than you think. So it's not just me when I say thank you guys both. It's awesome what you do.
Well, thanks. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, we really try to we do like to get into the weeds, like you said. It's fun to look at these new coins. And then, as we always say, when they get listed, you're like, oh, I remember that coin, or I remember that stupid coin that launched a couple weeks ago and now it's on YoBit or whatever. It's not just. Sometimes it feels like they're just coming out of the mist and appearing on these markets. Kind of like that's how library credits felt for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's always fun to just get in there and see what's out there.
So once again,
Absolutely.
Thanks, and this has been Blockchain Dynamics, show number 20.
Yep, and peace out.
See ya.
Currency.
Like a couple Bitcoins.